it is so clear that once people see what the new game is, then they know what to do. And they'll do it, especially when they see everyone around them seeing it. And that's the power of mindset change. It is so much more powerful than, here's a different way of teaching, or this next step for the environment. Those are absolutely necessary pattern changes, but the skill of bringing about mindset change is an absolute discipline. It's a different game than pattern change. So let me use the example of the American Civil Rights Movement. The U.S. failed for 400 years to deal with slavery and de facto slavery. And then the Gandhian methodology was applied by Bayard Rustin and King very consciously to get the country to change its mindset. The Gandhian methodology basically is, as the rate of change accelerates, rules cover less and less. People have to guide themselves by empathy-based ethics, or they're going to hurt people and disrupt groups, and they're gone. So that's survival. If you can show to people that their behavior is in conflict with survival, they will change their behavior. And so it's a very conscious process to flip the thinking of the country. So many of you have probably seen the film Selma. Well, they chose Selma, one of thousands of nothing towns where life was horrible, because there were two churches that could lead a disciplined movement where for months, in the face of provocation, people would be loving and respectful, and then they had a jerk for the sheriff. So it was a constant flow of anecdotes, which informed the country for 6 months. And that was a conscious helping the tipping process. So, Vicki, all of us are, once you realize you've got to play this new game, then kids have to practice it. It's the only way you master this. Well, that's a new paradigm for growing up. That requires a framework change. So the impact measures, which is very important to have, it's part of the discipline, is what proportion of 7 or 17-year-olds, 12 or 17-year-olds know they're a change maker, and the only way they can know that is if they've practiced it. What proportion of the stakeholders in a school know that it's a success or not? Not by the old measures of information transfer, but is it a community that makes that the norm, that everyone is practicing change making? So those are two mindset measures, and how do we get there? So this has been our central learning over the last, I'd say, 7 or 8 years. And we've learned that there are 4 steps to the process. I've just articulated what the new paradigm is. So the first step is you've got to have a trigger, the least number of forces. Because we're small, we're always small, so you have the least number of forces. As they interact, they become self-multiplying. So schools, we just today, in Oxford, welcomed in an Oxford school as one of the UK changemakers schools to be a leader in this process. The social entrepreneurs and writers and publishers, you can see how those fit together as a trigger. Phase 2, you've got to have wholesale partners, the unions, the teachers' schools. They've got to be in this. And you've got to make it open to everyone. The third stage I've just described in the civil rights movement. It's the actual tipping years when millions of people, you have to talk to them, get them the daily anecdote. And then finally, institutionalization. This is very brief, but we know how to do this. And it's really important that we get better at it, because once the framework is changed, then the rest is easy. Well, easy is too hard, much too good a word, but it opens the way.